How do economical situations of the world impact our mental health? We often hear people saying on the internet that money is not everything. Well, can't say that wrong. In fact, I highly agree with the statement. But that doesn't mean financials aren't our concern. We can't deny the fact that every year thousands of lives are turned upside down due to the global economy and financial conditions. It's because the economic crisis doesn't just harm your savings and bank, but also creates a cycle of depression and mental health issues that can contribute to anxiety and low self-esteem. In time, these factors can even affect your will to live and induce suicidal thoughts. There's a reason why 77% of suicides worldwide occur in middle or low-income countries, and I'm not making it up. There's a whole report by WHO on it. I'll attach the link in the description for you guys. Now the question is how the cycle starts and how can you deal with it all? And that's what we will talk about today. Hello everyone, welcome to Mind Blown. In this video, we will talk about two major topics that have become a major concern for the world in the last couple of years: the global economy and mental health. Needn't say, we will also discuss the relationship between them and how they can affect your normal life. Before we get into this video, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below to support the channel. Firstly, let's understand the whole concept of the global economy and how it concerns you. I know it is basic knowledge, but I'm sure there will be many who don't know much about it. You know, every country has a gross income on the national level. It means the average money each person earns every year. We call it the national economy, and when we combine the national economy of all the countries in the world, it makes the worldwide economy or the global economy. Now, the world economy concerns every trade, production, goods, and property that everyone owns in the whole world. And this economy has faced a lot of backlash in the last couple of years. The global COVID-19 pandemic drained a lot of resources in just a few years. Many factories got shut down, many people lost their jobs, and the whole import-export got affected. Even 2 years after the pandemic, the global pandemic is affecting the world, causing economic recessions. The cost of goods and services are increasing while the unemployment rate is somewhat the same. Low-income households and daily wage workers are facing the worst of this crisis, and that brings us to the next topic: the effect of the economy on mental health. The decreasing GDP of the world and global recession increases the difference between your income and your expenses. From here, it goes two ways. Either you start to compromise on things or you start to work extra to cope. In the first scenario, the constant compromise creates a sense of not accomplishing your goals. The emotion builds up inside you and sooner or later starts to affect your behavior. Most of the time, it ends up with depression, low energy, and constant anger. Some people even start to put a wall between themselves and their loved ones, leading to crippling relations. In the worst case, you create a wall so thick that you become lonely, which further increases stress and the cycle repeats. Now, the second case, or overworking, is not so different. You may be able to balance out the finances by working extra, but that too takes a toll on your psyche. The extra work and constant pressure build up and drain your positive energy. You start to become depressed, and since you spend the most time working, you don't actually get time to let your feelings out. In the worst case, people suffering from economic issues start over drinking to manage the increased stress, and it's fine up to a scale, but too much drinking can harm you in multiple ways. And it's not just you who faces these consequences, your family gets dragged into. Most of the time, when a person struggles to meet the financial end of their family, it affects their self-esteem. In the few years, that have been multiple cases where people left their families or even tried killing them due to the shame of not being able to take care of them. And that's way beyond depressing and sad. Harming the family you loved and always treasured is not something that anyone will do in their right mind. So you can imagine the kind of damage the global economy can cause. Now, the decreasing economy is one part of the equation, and it is not the only factor. It all depends on your mindset and the pressure you can handle. Moreover, how soon you realize the adverse effect your financial condition is having on you, and the measures you take. So the first thing that you need to always remember, and by always, I mean don't forget it, even for a second, you are not alone. The problem you are having is not your fault. Sometimes things just happen. And there are many others who have been suffering from those, and for much longer than you. Secondly, no matter how bad things get, you will always have help. It may come from your loved ones, friends, family, and in some cases, even a stranger that you have never met before. I'll tell you a short story. A few years back, I was going through a rough patch. I lost my job, had no savings, and was too ashamed to ask my family for help. And just when I thought all was lost, I met a stranger on the bus, and we talked throughout the ride. And this stranger not just heard my problem, but also helped me deal with it. He helped me get a job and find a cheap place to live. In simpler words, the person I hadn't met before changed the whole direction of my life. So if you are going through a situation, don't give up. Talk to your partner, family, and anyone who you think will listen. If they truly care, they will understand. And if you can't approach a professional, you may think that with the whole financial crisis, you should not spend on a counselor or physical psychiatrist, but you are wrong. The cycle of stress that you have entered will not end with you earning more. It will end when you get over your mental health problem. The professional will help you understand your situation and face it head on. They can help you calm your mind, think clearly, and unlock the potential that you cannot use with all the pressure on you. And a personal suggestion, never be ashamed of your finances. You may not be the richest of all your friends and you may have problems, but you are trying. And considering you have been listening to me this whole time, I can tell you are trying harder than anyone else, maybe even harder than you should. And there's no shame in working hard even if the results are not satisfactory. Understand the global market and work on your problem one at a time. Moreover, deal with financial illiteracy. Most people suffer financial problems not due to their earning capability or global market, but due to their lack of financial management and risk-taking capability. People often think that merely increasing more is good enough, but in reality, your earnings make up a very small fraction of your wealth. Your worth is more related to your investments. Remember, $1 in your bank account will stay $1. But $1 in the trading market can become $100 or even $1,000 with time. The same thing goes for your property and land value. My suggestion is to read books about financial management and develop a business mindset. Learn to make money from money rather than relying on the whole earn more method. The better you understand investing, the less you have to rely on your primary income for expenses. Moreover, explore the possibilities around you. No matter where you live, there's always a side hustle that you can invest in. It doesn't have to be a full-fledged business. Something budget-friendly like a vending machine can also work fine. It will serve as a secondary income, so you will always have a backup. And never bite more than you can chew. Buying things to exhibit better social standards is never a good plan. Focus on the stomach you have to feed, not the society that will always find a way to judge you. And don't listen to the people who say that hard work is the key to everything. It's not. There are multiple factors at play, including luck. Sometimes even the brightest of brains are not lucky enough to get noticed, while the average ones get the limelight. Remember, even history's brightest brains, including Galileo, Einstein, Newton, and Tesla, failed and suffered, but we all know their potential now. Someday someone will say that about you too. So keep hanging in and don't give up. So work hard, but don't try to push yourself even when you know you can't handle any more pressure. Take a break sometimes and get some help when you need it. In the end, all I can say is we all got problems, even when you think there is no way out there, and all you need is a clear mind to think of it. Don't let your financial condition put a wall around you. Stay close to people who genuinely care about you. Talk to them. Don't try to shoulder all the burden by yourself. And there's no shame in seeking help. When a kid gets hurt, you don't tell them to put on a smile and move on. You help them get back on their feet. Do the same for yourself. Heal yourself. Cry when you're hurt. Feel sad when something goes wrong. And depend on others when you feel weak. After all, we are all just human. We are not perfect, and the social media videos about being a lone wolf are not necessarily true all the time. No one is born to live alone, and you will always need someone to help when things start to fall apart. What do you think about it? Do you think it's healthy to ignore health to just keep on going even when you are broken inside? Moreover, how do you think we can deal with all the mental issues? Let us know in the comments. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more such content.